Hello, everybody. It's Michael Hollands once again for Sound of the Movies. Today, I have the pleasure to once again be joined by the legendary Diane Warren. On today's episode, we will talk about some of her Oscar nominated songs and also cover her most recent song, Somehow You Do, which she wrote for the film Four Good Days, for which she received her 13th Oscar nomination. It is my pleasure to welcome again Diane Warren.
Hey, Michael. Good to see you.
It's great to talk to you again. And thank you very much for taking the time out of your schedule. I know you're very busy, so I am very grateful. Diane, it all started many years ago. You had your first nomination in 1988, if I'm not mistaken. It was
Yeah,
for the film called Mannequin, the
yeah.
song called Nothing's Gonna Stop Us Now, which I still love to this day. I think it's a brilliant song and it's still all over the radio. I think I catch it on the radio at least twice a week. So
Wow.
yeah,
A good song never dies. That was 34 years ago, so that's probably a legit classic at this point. I did that with my friend Albert Hammond. We did that song together.
yes. It's a classic, and I think the first nomination probably meant a lot to you, and unfortunately, you haven't won the Oscar yet, and I'm pretty sure you will win at some point. And don't get
Someday. You know what? Being nominated is winning. It really
yeah.
is. It's they only choose five songs. If you look at the people that are voting members of the Academy Music Branch, they're the greatest songwriters and composers on the planet alive.
Yes.
So if and they only choose five songs a year, so that in itself is a big win.
Absolutely. And of course, don't get me wrong, I didn't mean to rub your nose into it. I know you
Oh no, no,
will.
I don't mind. I don't mind. There's a famous actress here called Susan Lucci that it took her a long, I think 19 times to win. So people kind of call me that Susan Lucci of the Oscars, which I'm fine with. I don't mind. Look, I'm still in the game. You just mentioned my nomination 34 years ago, and here I am. You know,
Yes, and
2022.
I'm sure you're gonna win at some point, and I would love for you to win this year.
I
And
would, I would too.
yes, absolutely, it's about freaking time, if you don't mind my,
I'm fine with you saying that.
and Diane, you know how I feel about your music. I think you're a legend in this business, and your music means a lot to me, and as it does to so many other people. And you've written so many great songs, also for movies. And I just recently rewatched one of my favorite movies, actually, which is called Up Close and Personal with
Oh yeah.
Robert Redford and Michelle Pfeiffer, and it's also one of your finest songs. I think the film is also fabulous, and Thomas Newman wrote a great score for it. Your song was perfect, and I think it's a film which also deals with everyday issues, and the third act especially. Of course, it's also heartbreaking when Redford
Yeah.
dies and so on. And have you ever had or the experience when you thought, this is the song I wrote and I think that's a sure winner? Anything, any song? Yeah.
Yeah, you mentioned that one. I mean, I did think I was going to win that year with "Because You Love Me." There were a couple that was definitely one, and then with the song I wrote for Lady Gaga, "Till It Happens to You,"
Yes.
which everybody was predicting was going to win, like everybody, and it was kind of shocking, that year. Because I think even Sam Smith was shocked when he won for the James Bond song, and then last year I thought I had a chance with "Scene," EOC, the Laura Pausini song, because it was on my dad's birthday. So I thought,
Yeah.
maybe that's a sign. So, but you know what? No one really remembers the songs that won. Just like chart positions, you don't really remember where was a song on the chart. You remember how a song made you feel.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, it's all about emotion, as we also talked about last time, and I think emotion is the most important thing. It needs to be a song which has a connection to the film. It's always fine to license a song for a film, and it's pretty hard to pick a song which you think is appropriate for a film, but writing a song for a film and to be hired to write it and to find that emotional connection and a common ground with the filmmakers and to reflect the story emotionally and also personally, I think that's a pretty big challenge, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. It's you got to get it right. So there's a lot of levels of getting that right. But it's what I love to do.
Yes, absolutely.
I love writing songs. I love writing songs for movies. I just love to do this.
Diane, has there been a song when you didn't expect a nomination? Any song for any film?
This year, this year was a tough year. I mean, it wasn't like I didn't expect it, but I thought, it could have gone either way. There was a lot of way bigger movies, and bigger artists, than the movie. Four Good Days, the movie that my song came from, wasn't seen by a lot of people. It's a great movie, but it just, it wasn't seen by as many people as saw Sing 2, or Don't Look Up, or a lot of these other pretty big studio films. My song was the little engine that could. So I was like on pins and needles. And when they read the nominations in alphabetical order, my song was last. So I had like a heart attack before. I was just like, oh my God. I was so happy. I'm always happy to be nominated. It's always an amazing feeling. This year even, probably more so, because it was kind of on the precipice, really. I was not a shoo-in. I was not a lock by any means. Yes. No one saw it coming. Everybody that was predicting the best song nominees, no one predicted.
I don't think there is a formula to when it comes to a potential nomination. I mean, it's pretty unpredictable. You can write a beautiful song for a summer blockbuster, and you can write a song for a critically acclaimed film and still not win. So I don't think there is any formula at all. I mean, you've written great song for Armageddon, Con Air, one of my favorite songs of all time, no question about it, Pearl Harbor, and so many others. Or the Hunting Grounds, one of a very good movie, a very tough subject matter, and so it really means something.
That song didn't necessarily win the Oscar, but it did change a lot of stuff in the culture, and it also became people really love that song. It got people talking about sexual assault. No one was really talking about it before. But it also, beyond that song became whatever you wanted it to be about. It became an anti-bullying anthem. It became all kinds of stuff. That's the beauty of these songs. Like How You Do, it's for this movie and about addiction, yet it goes beyond that. Those are always the best songs.
When it comes to Four Good Days, Diane, did you watch the film with the filmmakers?
I was sent the movie by my friend Bonnie Avanza, and she told me about it, and she said, watch this, see if you get inspired. I watched it, and the next day I came in, and it was right at the beginning of the pandemic. The world was shut down, basically. And I started that song, and I felt like, this song is so great for this movie, but it's bigger than that movie. It's what's going on in the world, too. Like, everybody's going through such hard times, and no one knows what's going to happen, and you just felt like the mountain's too high and the ocean's too wide, you'll never get through it, but somehow you do, like, so you just kind of felt, so I wanted to write a really hopeful song for the movie, because the movie does have a hopeful ending, which a lot of these, addiction stories don't have. This is a true story too, and it could have gone, a lot of opioid addiction in this country is another pandemic. Claims the lives of a lot of people.
Did you also meet the real people behind the story?
I haven't met them, but they put a really nice message on my Instagram last week. It was really sweet, but I really respect them a lot.
This film is very touching, and it's a tough subject matter, and the film starts off in a big way. You have Mila Kunis's character banging on her mother's door, who's played by Glenn Close, and Glenn Close, I think, almost wrote her daughter off to some extent, because she's been through that several times. And then Glenn Close says, well, come back when you've cleaned up your act. Just come back. And then the whole story progresses. The ending of the film was hopeful, and you feel for the characters, and you really hope for this girl to overcome her addiction permanently. And throughout the film, she also faked one phone call in which she, pretended that the hospital called to postpone the treatment because they said, or she said that there was some insurance problem of some sort.
Right.
So at the end of the film, I wasn't really sure if she faked the call again.
Yeah, I'm not sure if she did or not, but I'm not. I've never in my life been an addict, so I don't know what it's
No.
like. But from what I hear, whether you're an addict or alcoholic, it is one day at a time. So even if that was what she was feeling then or doing, that doesn't mean the next day.
If you're dealing with addiction problems, it's a whole different ballpark than, let's say, everyday problems. But I think your song gives hope to people, whether it's an everyday issue, job problems, financial issues, relationship problems, addiction problems. So I think this song, which you wrote, which was performed by Reba McEntire, gives hope to people, and they can somehow reflect or see their life story through the lyrics and the arrangement of the song.
That's the beauty of it. Someone could take a song, that was written for something particular, like what you just said, and make it because everybody's going through hard times right now. So many people, and if you watch, Reba's video and you look at the comments, it wow. I mean, just people are going through a lot of stuff, and this song is really, helping them get through it because music is so powerful.
As I understand, Diane, Reba has had her share of problems.
Yeah, Reba, she's gone through a lot, and she's a survivor. She's strong. She epitomizes strength and resilience. That's why, by the way, that's why she was the perfect, person for the song. She was like casting another character for this movie. So when I do a song, I cast a character that has to be authentic to that movie. So she was authentic to the song and the movie.
Music is so important to a film, be it the score, be it the song. And I've always considered music as another character, because to me the music is so important, and just as important as, let's say, production design, editing. So everything needs to come together in order to bring something across, something that means something that touches people. And for you personally, does the genre even matter to you? Do you feel it's more gratifying to write something which is based on real life issues? No,
It doesn't matter as long as it inspires me. It doesn't matter what it is.
Did you perform the song for the director and also John Athnet, or did you wait for the whole finished product?
I played part of it on the phone, for the director and for John. Yeah, and they loved it. I had like part of the song written. And they were pretty excited about it.
And John also directed the music video, whom you...
Yeah. And John, I go back to Because You Love Me. He directed Up Close and Personal. He produced this movie and did the video. Did a beautiful video. If you haven't seen it, watch it. It's great.
Oh, I have seen it a couple of times.
No, I'm talking about your audience. I meant your audience. If your audience. I know you.
It must be also very satisfying and gratifying to get feedback from people. I mean, I've checked the music video, and there, as you mentioned previously, there are so many comments from people who have gone through bad times, whatever the struggle may have been. So especially in a time like this, there is so much going on, and people need to cope with so much. The pandemic is still going on, there's a war going on. So I think it's really hard to maintain focus on the positive side of life and the positive things. And this is exactly what music can do, and what movies can do and should do. It's like an escape from real life.
Exactly. I agree.
Diane, do you tend to, let's say, rewatch some of your older material or older movies and songs?
Not usually. Yeah, I'm always on to the next one. I don't usually go back.
So you always want to move on quickly.
Although I just did a thing where I did like a medley of my 13 nominated songs. It was kind of like, oh yeah, I remember that one, So it was kind of fun.
Is there anything particular about this film that you found most touching, or something that really stood out for you performance-wise?
I thought Mila Kunis's performance was spectacular. I thought Glenn Close is always spectacular, but you don't expect that from Mila Kunis. So that performance, she should have been up for an Oscar, I think.
Performances are really strong in this film, and it's just a. You're right. I think it's not a film which too many people saw, even though I hope
Yeah.
many people did. But
Yeah.
it's one of those films that comes along that delivers a strong message. There is an abundance of blockbusters and the whole special effects thing. So I'm always grateful for a story which really touches the heart and the human
Yeah, me too.
and the
Me
human
too.
spirit. And I'm not trying to say anything derogatory at all about Marvel or blockbusters or something, or special effects laden movies. It's just many people tend to gravitate towards the let's say a drama movie or something that.
Yeah. I always like something that, for me, like that touches my heart. Like I go for that more.
To each their own, and I think it's a really good movie, and I rewatched it again a couple of days ago, and it was just really it's not a let's say, it's not necessarily a pleasant experience watching it, because there are some certain scenes in the film which.
You feel like it's honest, that's an honest portrayal of that life, and that, when you're dealing with that. So yes, some of it's very harsh, but it's also the truth.
Real life stories tend to be really effective, and of course they make for a good television or cinematic experience. And I'm really happy about the film, and I'm really happy about your song which you wrote, and
Thank you.
I really hope you're gonna win this time, and if not, maybe next time.
Listen, there's always number 14. I'm in this for the long run. Yeah. I've already won by being nominated.
Yeah.
But yeah, of course, I'd love to finally.
Yes. Of course. I mean, what I'm trying to bring across is that Oscar or no Oscar, you are one of the best songwriters out there, and
Thank you.
and and also in music history. And of course it's great to be acknowledged and to have some sort of, let's say, closure also when it comes to awards. But you've won quite a few Grammys, Golden Globes, Emmys. This
Missing one. I'm missing.
you're missing one, but you shouldn't let this stop you in any way.
Well, no, I just do what I do. I don't do anything for award just to get. I don't do this to win an award. I do it because I love it.
Yes, but I'm sure you will be fine. And Diane, may I ask you what's next for you? What do you have in store?
Oh, I can't talk about it. All kinds of good things.
Oh, you can.
Nah, stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Great, Diane. Is there anything else you would like to add about this film, the song, collaboration, anything?
I'm just really proud of the song. I just think it's a song about hope when we need it more than ever. So I'm really proud of it.
Diane, I would like to thank you for taking the time out of your schedule again.
Thank you. My
Uh,
pleasure.
It's great talking to you, and I hope you enjoyed the conversation as well.
Thank you. I did. I always do.
Talk soon. Bye, Diane.
Bye, Michael.